Sharing my testimony feels like I'm exposing a fragile yet powerful part of myself. It's a bridge between the struggles that I faced and the strength I've acquired from believing. My testimony isn't about a past victory. It is an ongoing narrative of my faith that flourishes through my imperfections. My testimony became the seal of my battle throughout those moments of doubt, fear, and longing for grace. It's the assurance that through every challenge, there is a promise uplifting me even when I stumbled along the way. The walk of faith looks different for everyone, but yet it carries the shared element of our experience. In acknowledging the Father, I find myself covered by His promise and never-ending support. The world may define a testimony as achieving perfection and never turning back, but I view it through a lens of realization. Embracing my flaws, I understand that a testimony is also about rising after a fall. The divine grace recognizes our heart's intentions, validating that we walk with difficulty but with progress, a slow climb towards fulfillment. Here's where my testimony began. I was pregnant with my fourth child. Not knowing whether or not it was going to be a boy or a girl, I was secretly rooting for a girl because I wanted an equal set of children. But I also didn't care because I knew that whatever God had planned for me, it was going to happen on His terms. During my pregnancy, I grew extremely sick and weary. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go through with it, since I was puking, constantly feeling like all of my insides were going to come out. It was so bad that I finally told my husband to take me to the hospital. He braced himself, then took me to the hospital. That's when I found out I had hyperemesis gravidarum. I lost tons of fluids, puking all day and night, to the point when I became very concerned about my baby. But at the same time, abortion was on my mind due to the immense amount of pain I was in, and I never would have even thought about considering abortion. My husband had to tell me it's not in our characters to do such a thing. I cried saying to him it hurt so bad, but he wasn't having it. I even tried to throw the "it's my body" speech, but he kept it together for us both. I knew it was wrong, but I didn't care. I would find myself lying on the ground after puking up my food and fluids the second I would eat or drink. I was hospitalized several times throughout my entire pregnancy. I'd feel better in the hospital, but as soon as I go home, I'd grow worse. After I've come to terms and accepted my pregnancy, I grew more love than I ever could for my son. One day, after going for my regular checkup, I was admitted to the hospital due to my high blood sugars. I can't remember how I was feeling, but I knew I was a bit weak or tired. That day, I was admitted into the hospital to give birth through my fourth C-section. Going under the knife scares me no matter the outcome. At this time, I had my eldest son with me. He kept me company because my husband was at work while I went to my appointment. I called my husband, informing him that I'm giving birth. He was nervous and scared for me as he was rushing to the hospital. Long story short, my husband, mom, and children were in the room with me waiting before they admitted me back for surgery. My husband couldn't come in the room with me due to non-cooperation and having to be put asleep. Says the doctor. Not true. Then I gave them the okay to tie my tubes because I was so scarred during the process of my pregnancy. I was upset that they didn't allow my husband back, that I thought they were trying to kill me. Be on the lookout for part 2 of my testimony. God has redeemed me, and I give Him all of the honor and glory.